Back in January, I made a video series for my coworkers. It was called AI Won't Take Your Job, but Will Upgrade You. I was proud of it, practical, hopeful, ready to help people navigate this new world. I never published it, not because I got scared, but because within 3 weeks, everything I've recorded was already obsolete. The AI landscape was shifting so fast that keeping up felt like trying to photograph a hummingbird with the disposable camera. So I stopped documenting and I started experimenting. This is the series that came after. The one I can finally make because now I have something I didn't have back in January. Battle scars, deployed apps, and story worth telling. In March, I had a vision. I wanted to build AI tools that could work behind the enterprise firewall. Zero IT involvement, completely secure. The kind of tools that solve specific problem without becoming someone else's problem. I was a data scientist who spent years in research administration, sensitive data, strict IT, compliance training every year reminding me what not to do. I knew the constraints, and I knew that most AI tutorials completely ignore them. So I started learning. ChatGPT became my coding companion. We planned systems together, we searched for solutions, we slowly turned ideas into something resembling code. The learning was steep, but I was climbing. Then July happened. I started using Claude Code. And oh boy, how do I describe this experience? Imagine hiring a contractor who shows up, does brilliant work for 3 hours, then knocks down a load-bearing wall and leaves whistling. That was my summer. Some days I'd watch 800 lines of code vanish. Not because of the bug, not because I did something wrong, but because the AI decided to clean things up in ways that made me questioning my career choices. I started thinking of it like a casino. No matter how many tokens I spend building, rebuilding, debugging, rebugging, the house always wins. Or maybe Russian roulette. 4 good coding sessions, then one that destroys everything the other 4 built. I actually wrote a complaint email to Anthropic. That's how frustrated I was. I told them about the false completion reports, about Claude confidently announcing done when nothing was actually done, about the code destruction that felt almost like deliberate. I was paying for Max subscription and I was burning money, not investing it, not learning from it, just burning it. By November, I was done, fed up, ready to give up on Claude Code entirely. Then on November 4th, an email landed in my inbox. Limited time, $1,000 in free credits. I ignored it. For 4 whole days, I ignored $1,000 in free credits because I was that frustrated, that defeated, that committed to my rebellion against a tool that had caused me so much grief. On day 5, something shifted. Wait, $1,000? That's basically the refund I wish they'd give me for all that wasted hours, all that destroyed code, all that spinning in the place. And I had only 10 days to use it. Something clicked. This wasn't just free credits. This was my compensation, my do-over, my chance to prove that all that suffering had taught me something. So I pulled out every project I've been planning. The one sitting in the folder labeled someday, when I have time, and probably too ambitious. And I got to work. Here was a daily reality: about $100 in credits burned per day, 4 projects running, some 10-hour coding sessions, one very fried brain. Some days I could manage all 4 projects. Other days my brain topped out after one. So I switched, rotate. I adjust the intensity based on what I had left to give. By day 10, I had 7 projects. 7. Ended with 7. 2 complete. 3 nearly there. The rest with real progress. A few days after my credits ran out, Anthropic released Opus 4.5, and suddenly everything changed. The false completions? Gone. The code destruction? Gone. It was like the contractor who kept knocking down the walls finally got proper training. Today I have real deployed applications. ToDoBooks.ai, a bookkeeping app for individuals, for gig workers and solo entrepreneurs. It has an AI assistant that actually understands the chaos of finances, especially freelance financing. It's live and I'm onboarding beta testers. Fluidia.ai, a note-taking app with voice recording and AI. Because sometimes your best ideas happen when you can't type. Also live. Also taking beta testers. To do fast? Coming soon. Mailbox manager meets project manager. Because email shouldn't feel like a second job. From July to December. From frustration to deployment. From almost giving up to shipping. Here's why I'm making this series now. Everything I learned from March to December, all the mistakes, all the workarounds, all the, oh, that's how you actually do it moments, I want to share them with you. Not the theory, the reality. This series is for people like my coworkers, knowledge workers, in restricted environments. People who watch AI tutorials and think, that's great, but I can't do any of this at work. You are behind a VPN. Your laptop is locked down. You have compliance training every year, and most AI content completely ignores your constraints. I get it. I lived it. By the end of the series, you'll have built your first automation. Not a demo that only works on your personal laptop. A real tool that works in your environment. But I need you to understand something first. The upgrade isn't given, it's earned. You have to show up. You have to build. You have to fail and come back anyway. Here's what nobody tells about AI upgrading your capabilities. It's not automatic. It's not passive. And it definitely doesn't happen by watching tutorials or reading about what's possible. The upgrade happens when you start using the tools, even when they are frustrating, when you keep going, even when you want to quit, when you grab opportunities, even ones you initially ignored out of spite. If I stayed in my rebellion, if I kept ignoring the email, I wouldn't have ToDoBooks.ai and Fluidia.ai today. I'd have nothing but resentment. Those 10 days were brutal, but every time I open one of my apps now, I'm grateful I turned my rebellion into sprint. Sometimes the best revenge is shipping. I almost gave up. I'm glad I didn't. So let's get started.